Rachel sat on her bed, the small packet of pills in her palm, a key to a new kind of freedom. The weight of her decision pressed gently on her, mingling with a sense of hope she hadn't felt in a long time. She traced the edges of the packet, thinking about how something so small could hold the promise of a different future. For years, her monthly cycle brought pain and unpredictability, disrupting her studies and social life. Each month, she braced herself for the discomfort, never knowing if she'd be able to focus in class or join her friends for a night out. The cramps, the fatigue, and the anxiety about when it would strike next made her feel powerless. She was tired of missing out, her life dictated by a calendar she didn't choose. Scrolling through photos of friends at events she'd missed, Rachel felt a pang of longing. She wanted to be present, to say yes to invitations without hesitation, and to stop planning her life around her period. Starting birth control wasn't just about contraception. It was about reclaiming control. It was about making a choice for herself, about her body and her future. Rachel knew this step was bigger than it seemed. It was a declaration that she deserved comfort and consistency. Her doctor explained the pill could regulate her cycle and reduce pain, a promise of relief. They talked through the benefits and possible side effects, and for the first time, Rachel felt truly heard. She realized she wasn't alone in her struggle, and that support was available. Rachel imagined a life where she could make plans without fear, feeling consistently well. She pictured herself hiking with friends, studying at her favorite cafe, and laughing at parties, free from the shadow of pain and uncertainty. The possibilities felt endless. With a deep breath, she took the first pill, trusting science and her own decision. It was a leap of faith, but one she was ready for. She knew there might be challenges ahead, but she felt empowered by the knowledge that she was taking action for herself. It was a simple act, but it felt profound. A proactive step toward self-care. Rachel allowed herself a small smile, feeling a sense of pride. She was choosing to prioritize her well-being, to invest in her own happiness and health. She hoped this would transform her relationship with her body, turning conflict into partnership. For the first time, she saw her body not as an adversary, but as something she could nurture and support. Rachel was ready for change, looking forward to the relief she'd been promised. The journey had begun, and with each step, she felt more confident that she was moving toward a brighter, more empowered future. The first months on the pill were a revelation for Rachel. After years of unpredictable cycles and discomfort, she finally felt a sense of control over her body. Each morning, she woke up with a little more hope, noticing subtle but meaningful changes in her daily life. Her periods became light and predictable, the pain reduced to a manageable ache. No longer did she dread the calendar or count down the days with anxiety. Instead, she could anticipate her cycle and prepare, which brought a new sense of calm. She could finally make plans without worrying about being sidelined by cramps. Social events, weekend getaways, and spontaneous outings were back on the table, and she embraced them with enthusiasm. Rachel joined a running club, her energy and confidence soaring. She found herself looking forward to early morning jogs, feeling stronger and more capable with each run. Her skin cleared up, boosting her self-esteem. She noticed fewer breakouts and a healthy glow that made her feel comfortable in her own skin for the first time in years. The pill seemed to solve her problems, packaging her hormonal chaos into order. Each dose felt like a step toward stability, and she appreciated the newfound predictability in her life. She told friends how much it helped, feeling grateful and empowered. Conversations about health became easier, and she encouraged others to seek solutions that worked for them. Her academic performance improved, and her social life flourished. With fewer distractions from pain and discomfort, she could focus on her studies and enjoy time with friends. The world felt brighter, her future more expansive. Rachel felt a renewed sense of optimism, as if new opportunities were opening up before her. Taking the pill became a small daily ritual for a big improvement in well-being. It was a simple act, but it represented a major shift in how she cared for herself. Rachel believed she'd made the best decision for her body. Life was good, and for the first time in a long while, she felt truly at peace with herself and her choices. 6 months in, Rachel began to notice subtle but persistent changes creeping into her daily life. Her energy faded, replaced by constant fatigue, even after a full night's sleep, leaving her drained. Motivation for her morning runs and socializing with friends dwindled noticeably. Her mood flattened. Joy and interest in things she once loved slipped away. She felt emotionally numb, sometimes sad or irritable for no clear reason at all. Friends noticed her withdrawal, but she couldn't find the words to explain it. Her skin lost its glow and brown patches, melasma, began to appear, deepening her worry. She tried to cover it up with makeup, but her confidence suffered more each day. Most unsettling was a growing detachment from her body and her own desires. Rachel wondered if the pill, once a solution, was now the source of new problems. The magic was fading, and she felt lost. Rachel turned to the internet, searching, "How does birth control work?" She learned her pill contained synthetic estrogen and progestin, stopping ovulation and thickening cervical mucus. The pill also thinned her uterine lining, making pregnancy unlikely. But these hormones traveled throughout her body, not just her reproductive system. Hormones regulate mood, energy, and more. Altering them could explain her symptoms. The pill replaced her natural hormonal cycle with a steady, artificial one. Rachel realized her body was operating under a new command center. The natural ebb and flow was gone, replaced by a constant state. Her fatigue and mood changes suddenly made sense as possible side effects. The pill's power came with a cost. Rachel dug deeper, comparing natural hormones to the synthetic ones in her pill. She learned synthetic hormones aren't identical to the body's own, binding differently and causing varied effects. Online, she found women describing pill fog, emotional numbness, and lost vitality. She realized she wasn't alone. Her symptoms were real. The pill also suppressed testosterone, important for energy and motivation. This explained her fatigue and lack of interest in things she once loved. Rachel felt empowered by understanding the science behind her experience. She questioned the one-size-fits-all approach to birth control. The pill was a valuable tool, but maybe not the right fit for her. She wanted a solution that supported her whole health. Rachel started a symptom journal tracking her energy, mood, and skin. Patterns emerged: low energy, flat mood, persistent melasma. At her doctor's appointment, she shared her journal and research. Her doctor listened, validating her experience and praising her tracking. They discussed options, a different pill, or non-hormonal methods like the copper IUD. Rachel chose to try a progestin-only mini pill, hoping for fewer mood side effects. The doctor explained it might not help her skin as much, but could improve her energy. They agreed on a 3-month trial and follow-up. Rachel left feeling heard and respected, a true partner in her healthcare. She was optimistic about finding a better fit. The journey continued. The switch to the mini pill was gradual, but soon Rachel felt the fog lift. It was as if a weight she hadn't realized she was carrying had finally been set down. Mornings became easier, and she found herself looking forward to the day ahead rather than dreading it. Her energy returned and she rediscovered joy in daily life. Simple things, like a morning jog or laughing with friends, felt vibrant again. She noticed her motivation growing, and her relationships deepened as she became more present. While her periods weren't as light, they were manageable and less painful. She learned to listen to her body's signals, using comfort measures and planning ahead, which gave her a sense of control she hadn't felt in years. The melasma faded, and she accepted minor blemishes over emotional numbness. She realized that physical imperfections were a small price to pay for feeling emotionally alive and connected to herself. Her personality and creativity returned. Friends noticed her spark. She started drawing again, picking up old hobbies, and her laughter became more frequent and genuine. Rachel learned that well-being is personal. What works for one may not work for another. Through journaling and sharing her journey, she discovered the importance of self-reflection and community support. Birth control is a valuable tool, but finding the right fit takes trial and error. She realized that open communication with her doctor and staying informed were key to making empowered choices. Listening to her body became her ultimate act of self-care. Through meditation and gentle movement, she learned to trust her instincts and honor her needs. She now feels content, empowered, and in tune with herself. Each day, she celebrates her progress and the confidence that comes from self-awareness. Rachel encourages open conversations about side effects and self-advocacy. She believes that sharing experiences can help others feel less alone and more informed. Her story is a reminder: no one knows your body better than you do. Trust yourself, seek support, and remember, you are the expert on your own body.